Hey y'all, I needed to come out and do some garden chores today, so I thought I would go ahead and just pick up the camera and my harvest basket, grab anything that needs to be harvested, and take a quick peek to see what's changed in the garden this week. So let's go. Now the first thing I need to do is fill up my garden beds. It is about 91 degrees here right now, and believe it or not, we had about 5 days break in the rain, hence why I'm having to water the beds, but you can see it is a jungle out here right now. I actually haven't gone through and really made too many decisions about my tomatoes. I mean, they do need to go. I think this entire bed is just going to be these giant cosmos, which at this point, at least they're bringing some beauty. Now this carrot is bolting, so I decided to leave it just so I can get seeds from it. I mean, free seeds, right? This actually looks like maybe some form of a melon coming up. I'm not sure. This bed is kind of the same. I'm just trying to take some assessments, and we've pretty much lost all of our zucchini. We have 2 plants barely hanging on at this point. The melons seem to be kind of taking over, which is fine. And our peanuts. We've dealt with a lot of issues, which I've mentioned in other videos, so I'm not going to harp on that too much today. I'm really trying to just find the beauty out here today, keep my sanity. I think I've got something down there I can go and get. Oh, split due to the rain, I guess. I don't know. Well, at least this one's nice. Our scarlet runner beans, and I am letting these dry on the pod because I really grew these for the beautiful flowers and to save them all as seeds. But you can see it's getting super hot here. They're done. They are no longer invested in setting pods, but our Tahitian melon is looking really nice. I would assume, like a butternut, that it's ready to harvest when it gets firm. Coming over here again, more beautiful cosmos. This tomato, I can tell, is soft, so no go. Now the purple pole beans are just going crazy, even with the heat and the temperature in the 90s. They are just setting gangbusters of beans. And what's nice is they stay really tender even when they get to be big. But some of these are way over my head, so I'm going to wait for my husband to get home to help me with that. But I am going to grab that yellow cucumber and get him off the vine so these plants don't stop producing. We have several cucumbers coming on. Now, one of the things I like to do with cucumbers that get to this point is I'll actually freeze them, cut it in half, freeze them, and give them to my chickens as a nice summer treat. My chickens love cucumbers. Now, also in this bed, I've got a ton of jalapenos. I'm really just taking them so that the plant will keep reproducing for me. This was a transplant I got from my local nursery, but so far the 2 that I've had no heat. So I don't know what that's about. Now looking over in this back bed, you can see we finally have some yellow pears. Now, obviously splitting issues on some, but I'll actually get to taste these, and I really wasn't sure I would because a lot of these plants had gotten hit up with the mites. And it looks like we have some nice cherries over there as well I'm gonna grab. Now, I'm only gonna take the ones that actually look good. Now, the other thing is, I'm really only gonna take the things I have time to process today. Now, these, I think, are the cherry falls. They're just coming right off. That one's no good. Now, this was the woolly Kate. And you can see there's like a texture on the leaves. These were free seeds, but both here and at my homestead property and in my hydroponics, these have not produced a single tomato. So I don't know what to make of that. What is cool is that our watermelon that we actually started in a grow bag is now trellising itself up, which is what I'd hoped it would do. We actually have our first melon. Now, I'm not growing small melons, so I have no idea how I'm going to support that, but it's always an adventure in this yard. We'll figure something out. So this part of the yard, these guys get a lot of shade and they were planted out late, so they haven't really produced. However, the zinnias absolutely adore this area. The snapdragons do too, but they are not getting tall enough to compete. That must be a dwarf snapdragon variety, because my other snapdragons, the apple blossom variety, has gotten pretty tall over the years. At least I have some nicely established rosemary here. This was the bed I just planted out last week, or replanted out, I should say. Everything seems to be holding its own. Everything looks okay. Been trying to keep up with watering it. And this is another area of the yard that's really just succumbing to the zinnias, the cosmos. And I do have some cayennes growing in here, which are producing, and they tend to do well in our heat, so I should be okay. It's just the tomatoes I really just need to say goodbye to. Now, doing a quick pass through. I don't know if you can see in there, that is a surprise baby watermelon coming up there. Also started in the grow bag and trellising in this bed. Gotta love surprise melons. I wonder if there's any more. I'm prone for missing these. Like, I'm known for overlooking them. Look at this cool thing I just found. That's never happened to me before. A nest actually in my trellis. I don't know if there's anything in it, and I'm too short to see in it. Now heading over to the hydroponic garden. Not much has changed here. Our goods is still trellising up. But I did lose my fish pepper plant. And I don't know why. It is the only one in the hydroponic system that I've lost, pepper-wise. Oh, look, we got a ton of yellow pears in here. These guys are the enemy. Now, not much has changed in here. My Tabascos are finally ripening, which that is very exciting. I'll be making my own Tabasco sauce. We have another couple plants over here. I've already harvested some sweet bananas and pickled them off of there. These will probably all grab later on. I don't think I'm going to take them right now just because I don't have that much time to process a whole bunch of things at the moment. My chickens are all out because they can hear me. I am the food bringer, so they tend to come out and find me. Hey guys, it's hot out here. At least y'all are in the shade. My herb bed is doing fine. This rosemary is finally taken off. Maybe it just needed more heat. And of course, I have a ton of things that desperately need a home, which is typically the story of my life. And in my chaos garden, I do have some more banana peppers. I was actually waiting on them all to get a little bit bigger in size. Some back there too, because I do want to pickle another batch. And this is actually decent looking speckled Roman. Rest of them, not so decent looking. I watered all of these beds yesterday. Since it's so hot out here, you try not to be out for too long. And then more Tabascos. Have our sugar cane here, doing well. And of course, an absolute abundance of cucumbers. No shortage of those. I'm actually going to leave those too. I know I mentioned I give them to my chickens. I also give them to my worms in my worm tower. They love cucumbers. And then here, not only are the snapdragons over here going crazy, well, and the zinnias, but so is our sweet potato. This was a complete volunteer. We accidentally must have left a piece of sweet potato in there last year when we harvested, and now this is this Thanksgiving's crop. This is also a volunteer eggplant growing up out of my compost in place bucket in there. Hasn't set any fruit yet, but it's going to do fine throughout the heat of our summer, so I'm sure we'll be getting that soon. Not too bad for just a quick little trip outside. The chickens will be happy. Hubby came home and we managed to harvest all of the hydroponics in the side yard. Now that the sun is going down, the heat is not as oppressive. Yeah, got them all. Well, managed to get all 8 of the beds filled up with water. Can hear them draining off as we speak. And that's about all I can stand the heat today. But I did want to say, I actually went out to my homestead property and checked up on my emergency backup garden. Now, remember, nothing over there is trellised or staked. Everything is just all over the place, but the tomatoes look healthier there. We harvested some, believe it or not. So I don't know. I mean, apparently if you let the tomatoes grow the way they want to grow, they do okay. Now, the thing about that property though, I do have squash vine borers over there. So even though I did get a nice zucchini harvest this year, which is very unusual for me, I lost all the plants. And in fact, I had a volunteer pumpkin growing, which I guess I still technically do. I think he may be ready for me to pick. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm losing that plant too, just simply to the vine borers. They are indeed my arch nemesis. So I'll need to go over there and do a full harvest video once everything is getting watered a little bit more regularly than what it is now. However, everything seems to be doing better than I anticipated. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're into gardening and homesteading content, I encourage you to subscribe. And until next time, stay blessed.